again, the confusion for me and Riverside continues with today's
Well, you
episode.
know, there's one thing that I've learned with dealing with all these different platforms, or should I say software, to create content is that each one has their subtle little nuances, and you actually need like a manual before you start experimenting with all the different features, because what works really well on one is a no-go on another. And so
Mhm.
if you don't know those little details, a little button you might have to click here, or little preferences you might have to check in your settings, and it's okay.
Yeah,
It,
and well,
as long as
what's
you
fun
keep
is
going.
it's fun to be seat of your pants sometimes, guys. Jamie's here today, as usual, my lovely co-host, and we have a special guest, as you can see, Eileen Smith, who we love and who has so much experience with YouTube that she's the perfect guest to get us caught up on what's going on with YouTube today. And here we are. Another topic we wanted to touch on was live streaming. We're unintentionally live streaming because I don't know how to work the software properly. And it's funny because I have some live streaming experience and background with live streaming running through the StreamYard um, app. But this is I'm testing Riverside mainly because I'm working with Riverside with a client, and so I grabbed it to learn it with her. But here's the other thing, and you can vouch for this too, Eileen. With everything, they just changed the editor like within the last week. I got an updated editor, so I'm not even
Mhm.
sure. Like I'm still getting the hang of it, and now we've got changes, which is great, but also adds to the disorder.
Yep.
So everybody good today?
Yeah.
We we did want to talk about YouTube, and I wanted to ask you first off, Miss Eileen, if you don't mind, what feels different or most different about YouTube right now compared even with a year or two ago? Because it sure seems different to me from even a watching, let alone user perspective. What are your thoughts?
Well, here's the biggest change, and I guess I always find myself, or I feel like I'm a bit of a trendsetter in certain ways. And here's what I mean. Right now, watching on your TV, watching YouTube on TV is huge. It's huge. But honestly, I've been doing it for years. I even have a blog post. Now, if I say a blog post, that was a long time ago, and a YouTube video talking about how to cast to your TV. I'm like,
I do
oh,
remember you being the first person who told me they watched YouTube on TV. Honestly, I remember you telling me I watch it on TV all the time. And at the time, I thought, wow, that's so unusual. And
Mhm.
everyone is doing it. It's definitely a trend. It's definitely huge. And I even find myself dipping onto YouTube as a television or live watching thing more often. What about you, James?
Yeah, it that makes sense why they now refer to themselves as a streaming platform as opposed to social media, or they're not even really pushing the search engine part of it anymore. They're all in on the streaming part. So I've definitely spent some time on there watching different videos and interviews and whatnot.
Does the content seem different too? That you're seeing on YouTube? I feel like there's even a change on what's out there.
absolutely, absolutely. Because for one thing, there because of this whole watching on TV, people are being a little bit more intentional about what their videos look like. Even recently, YouTube increased the size of the thumbnails. When I say the size, not the fact that it's 16 by 9, but the you can have a 4K thumbnail, whereas before you couldn't. And so it's allowing for bigger files so that when people are seeing it on their TV, they're seeing a crisper version of it. And another thing that also is impacting the consumption that we all have as people who love watching YouTube is the integration with podcasting now. And, people are using YouTube to watch podcasts, and people are using YouTube. It's really not a podcast if you're using YouTube only, but people think it is. So that's also changing the dynamic as well. So
Well,
you have a lot of talking head type conversations like the one that we're having
Mhm.
today. And even though that was always happening, but it wasn't as, uh, I won't say as accepted, but it wasn't as typical. Like in the
Right.
past, I think people would just like scrub by, like, oh, they're just talking. But now
Yeah.
it's like, oh, what are they talking about?
Mhm.
it's definitely, I definitely notice a change in that way. And you're the one who told me to list the Marketing Mirror podcast, video podcast on YouTube, which I wasn't doing because Spotify was my main channel. But you pointed out, and maybe this is a good thing for other people to think about, any new visibility that you get, any additional reach that you get for your work is always good. I mean, how can you go wrong hitting that platform as a podcast? At first, I thought it was like kind of competing maybe with my other thing, when in fact it's really another visibility and reach situation. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that, right? And so I took your advice, and then I noticed, lo and behold, people actually are viewing and consuming the podcast on YouTube. And
Yeah.
it also shows up and separately in the music library as well as YouTube when you're listed as a podcast, in case anyone didn't know that part.
Well, yeah, just to be clear, uh, when you say the music library, there's a separate app that's called YouTube Music that's separate from YouTube. And
Yeah.
that's where podcasts also show up on the YouTube Music app.
Thank you.
Mhm.
See, this is why we need you always clarifying what we what we're getting mixed up. So, how do you balance your shorts and long form? How do you see shorts as like reach and long form more for loyalty and revenue, or how do you view shorts versus long, and do you do both equally, or how do you feel about that?
Well, for me, I find that shorts is a way to, because I'm always doing going on and on and on when I talk. So shorts is just a way to, like, okay, get to the point and put that short out there so that somebody can have like, oh, that's a point, and they can let that point marinate. Because as you'll even see, like today so far, we've already covered like 4 topics already, right? And so
Yeah.
sometimes that's just a little bit too much for people. And to have a short that people can look at that and they know just by the way it's set up or the look and feel of it that it's probably a long form video attached to that short. And so that's a good way to bring attention to your long form. And another thing about shorts, there you may see a lot of shorts featuring me, but they're not mine, sort of. I've talked to you guys before about how I do the Amazon influencer sessions with my friends at Logi. And I'm a collaborator with them on those, the long form version of it, because every Friday we meet and they're using some tool. I'm not sure which tool. I never get a chance to ask them what tool they're using to make clips out of things that I've said in those sessions. And I see myself all the time like, oh, I forgot I said that. I need to say that on my own channel.
I've been able, because that is one thing Riverside does do, is it gives you shorts out of your content automatically, and I find that they're better than the automatic shorts I've gotten. I haven't used it for a while, but Opus is one that a lot of people use for, creating shorts out of your long form. And but I'm sure it's gotten better, but when I first tried it, I wasn't ever quite happy. Like the what I thought is, oh good, it picks out the spots that I should make my own shorts from. But then I feel like, oh my gosh, that means I have to create more video and another type of content. Where in fact, if you pull it from your long form, you don't have to recreate the wheel. You can just pull from there. And Riverside has been doing a pretty nice job with pulling shorts. And you know who else? Cast Magic, which I also use for audio and video repurposing. The Cast Magic app is getting better and better, and it does shorts in a square box instead of in horizontal, which I also like. As the more formats, the better. The different platforms like different types of formats, which can be confusing. But if you learn to master that, then you're going to get more bang for your buck.
Yeah, it's funny because actually YouTube Shorts can be square, but I never see them. And if I do, I probably don't even think it's a short. I'm like, oh, that's weird. You'll say to yourself, like, that's
You're
weird.
conditioned. Yeah,
Yes.
to
Yeah, what was
horizontal.
that?
Yeah, that's supposed to be on the feed, not in the short. Yeah, I hear you.
And I noticed that, like on LinkedIn, they want you to do things in horizontal or vertical. Wait, which one is it? They went vertical. They like it seems like some platforms are pushing like the TikTok and YouTube short vertical content. They prefer the vertical. Even Facebook is turning your anything you put up there into a shorter reel type uh, format. Did you notice that?
Actually, I haven't because everything that I've been uploading to Facebook has been short.
Ah,
Because I'm doing mostly my repurposing on Facebook, so they didn't have to turn it into it's already short.
Yeah, you're already doing their format.
Yeah, because now that they don't hold on to your live streams, I'm like, well, there's no point in me going live over there.
One thing I noticed new on YouTube just this week is in my like usual tab on the left side, like things like, your content or your subscription content or whatever. All of a sudden I notice a tab for commerce. Right, shopping, I think it might be labeled. And that I hadn't seen a shopping label before. Have you guys noticed that as new, or is it not? Is it just that I'm just noticing it, or that's probably really exciting for Amazon and other product sellers? What do you think? Have you guys noticed that?
Go
I
ahead,
have
Jamie.
not.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, no, I have not. I was flipping through it really quick. No, I haven't
I'm
seen
gonna
that
look.
yet.
I'm gonna look right now just to see.
That's what
I
that's
was
what
so
I was. I pulled
I
it up on
just
my
noticed
phone.
in the last few days, and I was so shocked, and I thought I definitely have to bring this up because Eileen has a huge Amazon presence and has been an Amazon affiliate for a long time. She works with Logi, and that's partly all about being an Amazon affiliate. And YouTube is now allowing creators who are in their program, their partner program, to actually show products on their YouTube, which is also, I think, an incredible opportunity. And how are you finding that working? Because I know you have products now on your channel.
It's amazing. I see so many people that are making a killing with the what it's called YouTube affiliate shopping program because there's two. There's got to be a distinction made. You could have YouTube affiliate, but it would be your own merch, but you have to use
Mhm.
like Shopify or Fourth Wall. They have their list of merchants where you could sell like your own T-shirts and mugs and things like that. That's just YouTube affiliate. But affiliate shopping
Oh.
is where you tag products from retailers. And what they did, and this is one of the reasons why I love YouTube. In the beginning, when they first launched this program, you had to have like 20,000 subscribers in order to qualify.
Mhm.
And then they kind of reduced it, but at the same time, they were letting some people slip in that were under that 20, and myself included, as well as my daughter. Shout out to my daughter, Nicole Purvey. Her channel is called The Profit Door. And we slipped in, we were under the 20. And then YouTube reduced it to 10. Okay, that wasn't low enough for them. Then they reduced it to 5. Then they
Mhm.
reduced it to 1,000 subscribers, and now it's not. I don't think it's going to go any lower than this. You only need 500 subscribers because you have to be in the YouTube Partner Program, and that's a requirement for the YouTube Partner Program that you have to have 5,000 subscribers and the amount of watch hours and all that good stuff in order to get into the
But
partner
now
program.
there's a 500 subscriber level.
Correct.
Wow.
And that seems like a mountain to me. I growing subscribers, has it become harder or do I just like suck and nobody wants to subscribe? I mean, I really find that an uphill battle and I don't know if I'll ever make it to 500. What's your advice or thoughts on that?
Well, one of the things that I've noticed, and my subscribers have been kind of like coasting along, but my daughter, and that's the reason why I brought her up, her channel is The Profit Door. She switched niches because she was talking real estate and she was doing great with that.
Yeah, I was going to say that was huge already. And then she switched niches and is doing, I think, even better from what I understand.
Yes, like her channel is just exploding and just she's not even using the affiliate, and she's in it but she don't even use that. And it's like
Wow.
because between AdSense and she's turned on her channel memberships now. She was reluctant to do that at first because she thought it was going to be more work. No, she's a business owner, right? And she's a single
Right.
mother, and so just that overwhelm of, oh my God, something else for me to do.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, if people want to support you, they will sign up, and you could do something as simple as release a video early to them,
Mhm.
or uh, just have like credits at the end of your video that has everybody's name showing up. You don't have to do extra work. Like, you don't have to produce a whole new piece of content for those people that want to support you, because she was getting the super chats and all that stuff anyway.
Mhm.
So I'm glad she turned it on. I think in
That's incredible.
like maybe the
Yeah.
last, I want to say 2 months. So she's got about 60 subscribers.
Wow.
It's amazing. She's got the magic touch, that's for sure. Because like I say, her real estate channel was hugely popular and successful on its own. And I was almost surprised when you told me she switched niches because she was so huge already. But it's really great because she's reading the public in making her choices. And I think that's a trick that is really going to be, how you become the winner is figuring out what the people want and how you can best serve them. And that's what she's excelling at, I would say.
Yeah. And, it's all about putting yourself out there and seeing what resonates with people because the real estate thing was great. Don't get me wrong, but it she also transitioned her business. It wasn't so much about she transitioned her YouTube channel. She transitioned her business, which meant her content came along with it.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
good.
so now
Good,
she's
good, good.
talking. Hmm?
That's a good clarification. Yeah.
Yeah, and so now she talks more about investments, investing, and the whole landscape of um, the economy. The
Hmm.
economy is a better way to say. Investing is part of the conversation, but she really is talking about the economy and
Hmm.
giving
That's
her.
got to be a hugely important topic to people right now. I mean,
Yeah.
that's probably like really at the top of the list for interest. Like we've been talking about interest driving content and how to position yourself now more than ever like a media company and your YouTube channel becoming a media hub. Would you say it's about niche clarity now or watch time or personality? What matters most or more today?
I do think it's the audience. It's the concept of finding the right audience. And let's face it, some niches are very saturated.
Hmm.
And it's okay for you to go into a niche that's saturated if you have a unique spin.
Hmm.
Okay. So, like her niche, it may be saturated. I really don't know. I never did the research. But you think about economy, sure, there's lots of people, even the news channels talking about economy and whatnot. But she has her own unique spin on it and her unique perspective that nobody else can, you know, intrude
Replicate.
on. Yeah, intrude on. I'll say that because that was one of the things that we noticed. I we both noticed it early on with the real estate. It was like in the beginning, she was one of the few women that was
Hmm.
talking about real estate. And now it's like, oh, everybody talking about real estate all the time.
Yeah. She's ahead of the curve.
She's like you, a frontierswoman working ahead
Mhm.
of the.
Yeah. And
That's
so,
right.
and that's hard to do. It is hard to do. And, that is one of the challenges with all of our content. And as much as I love YouTube, I know you mentioned earlier, I wanted to make sure I go back to this, and that's TikTok.
Hmm.
TikTok made a major impact on content,
Hmm.
period. Like, you know how they always used to say that Instagram stole stories from Snapchat, and they
Yeah.
did, right?
Yep.
But everybody stole this whole vertical video thing from TikTok.
And the
Yes, they did.
quickness of it, right? The how short they are.
And um the way the hooks are and all that stuff. And so even YouTube and all, like I said, I love me some YouTube. YouTube is my number one, has always been,
Hmm.
okay? But even YouTube has adjusted. And for example, with the shorts when they first came out, they were 60 seconds, but then they changed them to 3 minutes. You know, all these things that are kind of impacted by what goes on TikTok. And so they have this dedicated area for your shorts. And also with the live streams. This is one of the trends that's going on now. Even though I'm not a huge fan of this trend, but a lot of my peers, and you guys probably see it a lot too, they're dual streaming, meaning you're going live vertically and horizontally at the same time. And if you haven't seen it,
Yeah, that's true. I have seen it a little bit, and what's interesting is that YouTube, like YouTube, you can multi-stream to a ton of platforms. I'm trying to build YouTube, so I've been, and also the number of platforms you can stream to sometimes depends on your software you're using to stream, also, and like what you can get like through your package or whatever. Like if I upgraded this package, I could stream to more channels. But we talked about it when we were planning the show, and since we're trying to grow the YouTube channel, we decided to stream exclusively on YouTube. But another strategy would be to, extend your reach and visibility by streaming live on many channels at the same time and even doing it in different formats, which is the new take on it. But also, when you mentioned you use YouTube to drive to your long form, that was what initially people said. And then I heard a lot of news saying, if you're doing that, that's not working. Your shorts should be separate content, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, shorts isn't my thing. I'm not a shorts creator. I am too long-winded, like you pointed out earlier. But also, I just when I consume content, I'm not interested in being whipped through shorts either. That's just not how my type of consuming of it. But it is funny because what there must be a reason, and I'm thinking because it got to be so big and popular, that's why everybody's copying it. I would guess.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. And because it is another way to reduce the barrier to entry. The barrier to entry. So a lot of people, like we talk about being long-winded and all that good stuff, but there's a lot of people that is like they can't see themselves sitting for 10, 15 minutes, half an hour in front
Yeah.
of the camera, So they just want to make sure, and they're so happy that they can make these short clips.
Yeah.
Yeah, Suanne must have
Absolutely.
lost. I think we lost Suanne, Jamie.
Oh.
I'm here.
Okay.
My it says my device is struggling, and
Oh.
also I don't want to pick up your audio, so I keep switching my mic like to the on off
Okay,
Oh.
all right,
Please
all
do.
right.
because I'm
That's fine.
afraid. Look, see, now I don't have an. All of a sudden, in the middle of the stream, I'm now a blank slate
Yeah.
instead of my photo.
That's
I
happened to
don't
me
like when
before.
that happens. Or I'm not sure if it's showing up that way live, but it
Yeah.
looks to
It
me
is.
like I've lost my image right in the middle of the stream, and it's done that on a few occasions. That's a problem. Maybe it's just
Yeah.
me, but
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
we've
know.
had
I
that
find
before.
it to be interesting. Also on shorts, I'm using them more than I ever have before. One, because they're easier to create, with repurposing and different software. So for that's one reason why I'm using it. But what's interesting is that people are saying, or I'm seeing stats where, oh, it doesn't drive, stuff to your long form content, or doesn't drive traffic to your main. I find that to be false according to my data. My data on my particular channel, and everybody's different, so that's why you should look at your own data. But according
Hmm.
to my data, our shorts are driving traffic back to our content. That's one of the sources of our
Hmm.
viewership on long form.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and in Nicole's case, she started really picking up this new audience on Instagram with short form video on Instagram,
Okay.
vertical short form video.
Yeah.
And then she started putting it on YouTube. But initially, because Instagram was always her platform, like
Hmm.
she's been on YouTube for years too, don't get me wrong. In fact, she had YouTube channel before me. but Instagram was always had that opportunity, and this is something that I noticed about Instagram is that when we're talking about shopping and affiliate and all that stuff,
Yeah.
those platforms, brands love Instagram.
Yes.
Me, I could take it or leave it, but I got to be there because y'all. Everybody wants content on Instagram.
Yeah.
And so,
I hate getting spread too thin. I like I think that my advice for new creators is to, pick a platform, master it, and then move to other platforms before you become omni-platform. What do you think? Like if you were starting today, um, for someone who's starting or maybe rebuilding like I am. I had been, on a hiatus. So I'm rebuilding, but if you were starting today or rebuilding now, what would you focus on first? How would you approach it?
I would test all the different platforms. Seriously, the repurposing content is a gem. It's a
Mhm.
gift for a content creator. And what will resonate with one audience won't resonate on another platform. So, got to give you an example, right? The content that does well on Instagram for my daughter is also doing well on YouTube. But guess where it's not doing all that great at? On TikTok. I mean, it's
Yeah.
okay. She's getting traction there, but nothing like the way it is on Instagram. But it's the
And are
same
you
content.
are you uploading to each platform rather
Me
than just sharing?
personally,
Like in other words, as a matter of how you repurpose, are you sharing links? Or are you actually uploading to each platform?
it depends. I'm different. I have a different strategy than she has, and the only reason why I keep using her as example because her strategy is way more successful than mine. Okay, that's why I keep going back to her as an example.
I love
Whereas
it.
for me, because um, I am focusing really on the whole Amazon influencer and the e-commerce aspect of it. I don't really want to say UGC because I don't really do that much UGC. I don't a little, but not that much. And so one of the apps that I'm using is called LTK. And if you never heard of it, it used to be called Like to Know It and Reward Style, but it's called LTK. And LTK is a shopping app. It is an app that I will say mostly women, it's not all women, but mostly like probably the same kind of a split as on Pinterest, are literally downloading this app to get ideas of things for outfits, for home decor, beauty products, and all that. And so they have a app for creators, and then they also have an app for consumers. And so
Wow,
there,
that's a new
but
one. I
but
haven't
their
heard of it. Have you, Jamie?
No, I haven't.
but their app
LTK.
but their app is all vertical. You can't. I mean, you can put horizontal on there, but you won't get
Yeah.
seen, and people won't look at it.
How about Benable that you actually again taught me about and that I've been enjoying is another app, and they just introduced. They were strictly visuals and text. They were strictly visuals and text. I think since their inception, and now they're introducing short form.
Well, I think they got rid of
Right.
it. I sure hope they did. Yeah, they
It
got
didn't
rid of it.
seem like it was taking off. I was actually surprised to see it, but again, it's an instance I think of trying to copy the winning format. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely, but it didn't work. It didn't work for Bendable. Bendable, that's not on there. It was called Clips. It's not on there anymore. I just opened my Bendable app to confirm that because I even
Oh.
had access to it. But
Yeah, I saw that it was up there and I didn't even try it yet because it seemed like it wasn't it seemed like real iffy. Like it seemed very minimal and I thought, wait and let it get it going and look what happened. I didn't even get to use it yet and it died already.
it wasn't. Uh, Venable is more of recommendations, like of somebody that's like your friend, or somebody, if you're looking for travel recommendations and things like that. And not saying that it wouldn't be outfits, beauty, and what I just said about LTK, but it's more all over the place. Books that you read, software. A lot of people are on Benable talking about different software you can use for different things. Like there's nobody on LTK talking about software. LTK is fashion, beauty, and home decor.
More like lifestyle.
Yeah, my lifestyle. And you might see an outlier every now and then, but on Benable, you could like go through or search for like books or business books or home decor books, whatever, and you could get lost. And especially if you want to look at travel, that's a big, big thing on Benable of showing things that are in your area. That's why it's so easy for anybody to get started. Because if somebody, you're looking for content ideas, right? Let's just say
Mhm.
you're a brand new content creator. I would tell you, start with Benable. You know why? You don't have to have anything fancy. You're you don't even ever have to be on camera. You don't ever have to make a video. You're going to tell your audience all the things you like in your neighborhood, or what you do in a course of a day. The stores you shop at, where you order your pizza.
For me, I
Okay.
even share things like social media tools that I
Tools. That's
like
what
or
I said
use,
earlier. Yes,
or
you can.
creators. I share, creator
Software.
tools, software. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
Mhm.
And
yeah, you
gears.
can find everything there. But and like you said, it's super easy, which makes it really fun. For me, I even enjoy doing some shopping that I feel like I'm shopping without shopping, like just to build the stuff on some of the things that you want to showcase, maybe some of the things you love. You might want to do a category, and it's just things you love around your home or whatever. But like I find it fun because when I'm searching for things to show, it's like I'm pretend shopping, so I get some kind of shopping satisfaction just out of playing on that channel.
Yeah, I mean, you can just talk about you can just have a board, because Venable, for those who don't know, Venable has it's like making collections. It's very similar to Pinterest in that way, but it doesn't have to be so pretty if you don't want it to be. It could it could just be like 8 fruits for you know, that I like, or that remind me of when I was 10. I don't know. I'm just making up something. and, and that's
It's also what
fine.
makes it fun because like the more imaginative you are. And by the way, those things get picked up by Google sometimes. Like that,
Absolutely.
Venable actually gets picked up by Google search, which is crazy.
Yeah, which is fun. But, and I even have a Benable board about YouTubers that I support. And guess who's on that board?
Yay!
One of our co-hosts.
I think we might know someone. I hope.
Yep.
Here, watch. I'll do fun
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Ready?
so,
At
so
least
there's a difference there.
I
So let's
figured out
bringing
something.
this back to YouTube with the reason why I went down this rabbit hole was because I was talking about LTK, and so I post on LTK every day, but it's always vertical. Now it could be a photo, but most of the time it's a video. Most of the time I post videos. I do have some photos over there though,
Is
and
there a criteria for LTK? Like, do you like you should be an Amazon affiliate, or you should be?
they don't tell us what the criteria is. They approve people like by hand.
Okay, that's good
Yeah.
to know. We'll get a link for that to put in the description for
Hmm.
from
Yes.
Miss
Yep.
Eileen at some. today.
Super easy.
How
So
important are everybody talks about like the thumbnail and the title and that hook, that first 30 seconds. How important do you find those elements to be, because there sure is a lot of focus on those things. How do you feel about those?
love it, love it, love it. I mean, it is super important. And I wanted to ask you guys both a question. Did you know that there is AI? There is an AI tool built right into YouTube Studio?
Yes, I did know. Haven't played tons with it. Are you using that for like thumbnail making?
No, that you can, but nah, I wouldn't use it for that. But what you can use it for is, you open up YouTube Studio, and I'm gonna just go through the steps in case somebody wants to do this. You have to be on desktop. It does not work on your phone. Okay. So you're going to go into your YouTube channel on the back end in YouTube Studio. All right. And you'll see that little AI symbol. It looks like a little four-pointed star or whatever. And if you hover over it, you'll see that it will say Ask Studio. And you can ask it. Oh, another thing that will happen is your latest video will be over on the left hand side, and you'll see that little symbol, and it'll say catch me up on this video. And when you click that, it's going to tell you everything about the video, how your audience is responding to it. Okay, you probably need to work on the thumbnail, or um oh, you did good. You had a really strong hook, and that was good because it engaged people and it kept people watching. Or people died, off around the 3 minute mark, whatever the case may be of a
So
specific
it
video.
actually is interpreting your information in your data in real time so that you can educate yourself on your own information.
Absolutely. I
That's
I want to
kind of cool.
make sure that everybody who has a YouTube channel and is uploading video, make sure you ask Studio. And you can do it on any of your videos. I was just using an example of your latest video, or it could be the short, whatever the latest thing is that you posted. You'll see right underneath of it where it says, you know, this was video number 6 out of 10, and it, you had this many viewers, but right at the bottom it'll say, catch me up on this video. And all you have to do is click it, and it'll give you the whole rundown. What you did
Mm-mm-mm.
right, what you did right, what you did wrong, how you could improve. Maybe you should change the title, or you did great with your thumbnail this time. It'll go through all that, and it's based on you and your audience.
I even
Okay.
noticed the trends that they're offering they give you trends that are based around whatever your last content is too,
Yeah,
and that's kind of
yeah,
interesting because it might guide you to what should be your next video on this topic, or
yeah.
what are people interested around it that you didn't even think of maybe. But what are your feelings about AI on the other side? So AI on YouTube and on some of the other platforms is the algorithm judging content and also organizing, placing content, and deciding if you get seen. And also, I hear a lot lately about a lot of people being penalized who are using AI content. Can you comment on those things?
Being penalized, and not so much on YouTube. People need to disclose. If you've used AI, you need to disclose. Now, if you're talking about YouTube, the YouTube has tools built in.
Mhm.
Okay, AI tools built in to help you generate content. On you can there's an app, um, YouTube Studio, I believe it's called. I haven't used it yet, but if you can make 8-second clips and things like that, you can remix other people's videos. But you must disclose that things are AI. Now, if you're using YouTube's tools, it's already disclosed for you. You don't have to worry about it. But the thing, as long as you're disclosing that things are I think it's fine. And Amazon even has that now. They're asking us before we upload a video or a piece of content, is that an AI generated person? They're not worried too much about your background. That could be AI generated. They don't care about that. But is the person in your video AI generated? And they didn't say you can't post it. They're saying click this little box to disclose
Mhm.
it. And so Pinterest has done the same thing. Pinterest will, when you generate a file with AI, there's in the metadata, there's, let's just say you use Chat GPT to create something. There's metadata in there. So when you upload it to Pinterest, whatever, Pinterest reads that metadata and says, hey, this is AI generated,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, they know, which is interesting. You still need to disclose it, and they want you to disclose it, but yet they're offering you the tools on the platform at the same
Right,
time. Like,
right.
so it confuses me as like, is it a good thing or a bad thing? And what I've seen and heard on YouTube is because I'm creating, I'm making Jamie and I into avatars, and I'm playing with my marketing Millie character who loves talking for me because she's so much more succinct and smart. um, but I'm like afraid almost. Am I supposed to disclose? But on the one hand, I'm not. She's not a real people, but like even my backgrounds, I don't know. I've been starting to just say, yeah, I'm using AI just in case because I'm so afraid of breaking any of the rules on the platform. And that reminds me, can you comment on audio and using sound? Because I swear, I promise you, YouTube and all the other people that I've used your music or your sound, I've only used stuff that I paid for. But I noticed like stuff that I paid for and that 12 years ago and that's been on my channel, all of a sudden are getting knocked as you know copyright,
You're
and
getting
I'm not sure
dinged.
if I understand all that. Can you tell us
Okay.
a little bit?
Yeah, okay. I'll tell you the bad part first. This happened to me, and it wasn't a real big deal. I can't remember how I resolved it, but it was easy to resolve. When I was on Anchor, remember good old Anchor? There was this
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
this fellow who gave all of us access to his library of music that he made. And it was great because he had it all organized by genre, this, and this. So then 6, 7 years later, he got a deal with some kind of a record label. I don't know what level of record label it was what, but so now that's copyrighted content, even though we all have it in our videos.
Yeah.
Gave it to us, but then he changed
Ouch.
his mind because hey, who doesn't want a payday?
Yes.
It was free because he got it out there and he got it into the right ears, and I'm not mad at him. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that that copyright, um, someone giving you royalty free music is not in perpetuity.
Yes.
Okay,
That's the frustration with everything
especially
digital.
especially when they give it to you for free.
Yeah.
Because you don't sign any contract, they don't sign any contract. They just say, "Hey, here's my Google Drive. Take whatever you want."
I've run into it with Canva. I'm on the pro Canva, and I used to open the shows with that like bluesy music, which was from my Canva Pro, and
Mhm.
that got struck. And I'm thinking they told me you can use the music if you're paying, which I was, but then I heard that they changed the rules along the way
They
about
did.
using the pro music. So
Yeah.
that's also something that can happen at any time they change the rules, right?
There's a
Okay.
different disclaimer in there now.
Oh, is
It
there?
actually says you cannot use this for commercial purposes, like only for personal. That's new ish, like because I've noticed that because I mine has gotten tagged on a few platforms, but yeah, they actually changed their disclaimer. So clearly they had people coming to them saying,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean,
What do you recommend? Because I really like sound, and I'm having a lot of silent movies lately because I'm so afraid.
just pay for a license. And not I understand that people have Canva Pro were thinking they were paying for that license, but it was kind of an add-on. But there's places that have like Epidemic Sound. That's what they do. They only make sound for you guys or for people who want licensed music, and you pay the license to Epidemic Sound.
Uh,
And if YouTube ever dings you, all you have to do is show them that, that proof of that you paid Epidemic Sound. And I'm using them because I know they're the most popular that people
Okay.
use. Or in the case of YouTube, YouTube has their own library that you can use and you can pay for those things that are not royalty free. Of course, they have royalty free stuff there as well, but they also have stuff that to support the artists that want, to get paid. Everybody doesn't want to give their stuff away for free. Some people can, and some people are like, eh. And you also can make AI music inside of YouTube now on the app. You can
I
make
used
music.
audio blocks for years. Out of from Story Blocks, they had
Storybook,
audio
there you go.
blocks.
But
Yeah.
the music you can create with the lyrics and everything else. My friend Doug Hewson, I have to give him a shout out, by the way. Doug Hewson YT, and that's HEWSON YT. Doug Hewson YT. Every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. he is live with YouTube news and updates. And he also does recorded videos as well. And one of them is a video where he has showing how he went into the YouTube music little app where you can make yourself a jingle. So people don't have to worry about, not having music. You can make music. YouTube has built a studio, an AI studio for you to make music.
Are you using AI to make thumbnails too? I see a lot
Absolutely.
of people talking about that now.
Absolutely. I was getting ready to tell you because I just found this out today. Another shout out I have to give out to my friend Ronnie Hermosa over at Design with Canva, I believe is the name of his YouTube channel. He did a video about Canva and AI, and he's like one of the Canva experts. And you can use ChatGPT, the free version, and I've done it on my last couple videos. The thumbnail is from ChatGPT. You can upload your image and tell Chat, make a YouTube thumbnail. This is the words that I want you to have on there. Okay, fine. So I did that a few times, and I'm not. They were cute. They were cute. I will admit. I was like, oh, that's cute. I can use Chat, right?
Mhm.
For the free Chat. All right. So but then Ronnie showed today in the video that all you have to do in ChatGPT, even on the free plan, is add the Canva app. And after chat makes your image, you can tell it, I want to edit this, make me edit this video or this image in at Canva because you've connected your chat GPT to Canva and it'll
Mhm.
open Canva and you have access to all your Canva Pro
Wow, even
tools
on the free level.
on
Wow.
the free level of chat,
Yeah,
right? And
that's
I mean, you can have the free level of Canva as well, but then you can't make as many manipulations as we can, with the
Right.
pro level of Canva. And I just found that out today, right before we made this recording.
breaking news.
And I
We
started,
love Canva. I'm just gonna say
Yes.
I'm a Canva girl from way back. Like that was my
mhm,
first. I still use Canva a lot, and you can take an image and stick it in there and make it turn into something else too. Like you can animate it, like make it turn into a movie. from a
Mhm.
still image,
Yep.
and that's something that Canva didn't do right off the bat. You had to go to other AI tools, and now
Mhm.
Canva just keeps getting better. Okay.
It
Mhm.
does. Yeah.
Yep. So they are making it, and basically, this is what Ronnie's video was about today, is about Canva not trying to compete with any of these AI tools. They're building the integrations with them all. So you can also add a Canva app to your Claude. It's a certain Claude. I think that's a paid version of Claude. Perplexity, Google's Gemini, I think. And so I thought that was very, very cool.
They
And
integrated early on with like 11 Labs, and some of they were integrated with DID and 11 Labs like two
mhm.
years ago. Like they were first I think integrating with other people, and now other platforms have come along to do it as well. And
Now
you
I
know,
have I have one more tool I want to share with you guys, and this will be good for any YouTube video. You've heard of Notebook LM, right?
absolutely.
There is now a extension that ties YouTube to Notebook LM. Let's see what it's called because I made a note of it.
I knew that, they've been doing, they can turn your written stuff into like a podcast and have like two speakers, and they're really natural. That's been a part of Notebook LM for a long time. I actually wanted to do a video on it when it first came out. I was so excited. But now they'll actually do the same thing with changing your content to video right in the app, from what I understand. I haven't tested it yet, but
Mm.
you're taking it even further now with it.
Yeah. Well, it's an extension that just makes it one less step you have to worry about. So you're watching a video, and now right once you have that installed, wait a minute, let me turn down the music. Okay. Once you have that installed, you're going to see the little icon pop up underneath the video. Well, this particular video just didn't happen to have any audio, so it doesn't work on that one. You're just going to see a little thing that says Notebook LM, and it is going to, summarize whatever you wanted to do about that video. So this is also good for you when you're doing your research with, building up content for your channels. So you're not stealing anybody's content or anything like that. It's just summarizing the video and just making it easier for you. So yeah, I want to make sure you check out. It's called YouTube to Notebook LM. You just go to your Chrome store and search for that and install.
So you're actually integrating your own YouTube channel or anything on
No, no,
YouTube?
any video, any video.
See, I have Perplexity comment and Perplexity summarize
There you
videos
go.
all the time.
There you
you know,
go.
I like watch. I am a long form watcher, but sometimes I'm just so into research and I'm just trying to gather all the data, and I can have it summarize and give me the main points, and then even if you have a further question, once they give you that summary or that outline, you can take it deeper, or you can head it in a direction of the content you're producing. You can give it like a little bit of a spin, and then your AI will help you move in that direction. I'm really enjoying Comet Perplexity. And I'm still just starting to experiment more with Notebook LM. Canva is involved in everything, and we love them. These are all good things to help you with the videos. Also, the audio stuff that you pointed out is super great. I'm a little afraid of some of the AI for audio and songs, because I think there's still some copyright issues on that front also. Um, but
Well, that's why I say use the built-in tool. When we're talking YouTube, just use YouTube's tool. Then you don't have to worry about.
yeah,
Yep.
and like Camtasia has a little bit of free music you can use that's copyright free. And I think
Yeah.
Riverside just brought some music into their studio that it
Mhm.
actually has the tracking, or it has some kind of something that you can put on your channel to say that you have fair use.
Or, like I said, just invest. Set aside some money, just like we invest in Canva. Set aside some money and invest, and, either buying it through the YouTube library or the academic epidemic sound, and, then that way you don't ever have to worry about, is it going to become one day that person will sell their rights to a label, and then
Mhm.
all of a sudden you can't make money, so this is
Jamie,
something to think about.
you got some questions you want to get in there before we wrap?
No, that's okay. Not now. Let's
Well,
just wrap. We've been on here an hour.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
time flies. I didn't even notice. I guess I should have noticed. But at the same time, I think we covered a lot of material, and it's always great to have Miss Eileen, as many of us know, or Eileen Smith, ILEANE Smith,
There
and
you
you can
go.
find her on YouTube. And on we like to mess around on X. Also, really, she's on every platform because, like she said, you've got to learn them and experiment with them. And because we like to come on YouTube and share what we're learning and experiencing, we have to go and experiment on all those channels. And that's why it's so fun to bring someone like Miss Eileen up onto the to have a discussion like this. And are you still a big proponent of streaming? Because I find it brave and fun, but also you do it and you do it.
I do it every Friday, as I mentioned earlier. Every Friday we join it on Zoom, but they repurpose it by Monday or Tuesday. It's over on the Logie channel, Logie. I believe it's the Logie Inc. Is the name of the YouTube channel, but it doesn't matter. I have a collaboration tab on my YouTube channel, so that's where you'll see all the videos. The
Do you
past.
still do a lot of impromptu? You used to do a lot of impromptu lives, like what we just happened to do today.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, we probably would get more viewers if we had
Someone told
promoted
me
it,
comb
but
my hair today. I was like, I better just comb my hair just in case. Yeah,
you always look
I do the
fantastic.
last few lives I've done. They've all been. I really I never schedule stuff, and here's why. I have a day job, right? So that's a schedule.
Yes.
I do the Friday things. That's a schedule. So when it's time for me to do my thing, I'll just do it when I feel like it. If nobody shows up, nobody shows up. It's okay because I'm going to repurpose it anyhow.
Right.
Oh, and also Social Cafe. On the first Saturday of every month, my friend Deb Anderson and I on Twitter Spaces at 3 p.m. Eastern. Now, next month is July. Saturday is 4th of July. The first Saturday is 4th of July. But so it might not happen until the second Saturday. But in general, on the first Saturday of every month at 3 p.m. Eastern, just look for my handle on Twitter, which is ILEANE.
Are you doing that on video also, or is that strictly
No,
audio?
it's Twitter Spaces. Yeah, it's just audio.
I've noticed, I swear I've noticed some people that do spaces but have video on there.
Well, they're
Is
probably
that
just
possible?
they're probably multi-streaming and using live. There was a video feature of Twitter Spaces, but it never really took off. What you're seeing is people being live on Twitter.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
that's not Spaces.
okay. Because
Cause
I know Madeline Sklar. I thought she was doing video
nope,
as a space
she's
for live.
repurposing. She's live on YouTube, LinkedIn, because that's the AI shortcuts. Give her a shout out. I love Miss Madeline's, and I'll
Yeah.
always wind up watching it in the replay because I'm usually busy when she does it on Thursdays, and I'm in her school group, and she has amazing content, and she's always bringing great. If somebody wants to stay up with AI, and she speaks in layman's terms, or she doesn't go over your head with the AI news, because I know I follow a lot of people that go over that are AI news related, and sometimes I just sit there and look, and I'm like, that's over my head. I ain't never using that, but I entertain watching them, right? Like Matt Wolf. Matt Wolf is a good one. He goes in depth and talks about all the tests they use when they test this AI model against that AI model, and they put it in this particular software that test the results and all that. I'm like,
I watch
yeah,
him all the time. That's why I started using Comet, because he said, I'm doing it. I'm doing Comet as a browser and Perplexity inside of it, and I'm liking it. And he made me feel brave enough to try it. And
yeah.
I
I
think it gets
I just
better as
watch
I
him
go.
for the entertainment factor.
Well, and you know what? He is up to date on everything because
Yeah,
he's up to
absolutely.
date. If you want to stay up to date on the latest things in AI, especially from an audio video perspective, because a lot of AI talks about, prompt engineering and using it for marketing and blah, blah, blah. Anyway,
Mhm.
we don't
Yep.
want to take up any more of your precious time today. We're so,
Okay.
so thrilled that you were able to join the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for watching. Most people are going to have to watch the replay because we just did this so impromptu, but I kind of love it. So thank you
Alright.
for being here on the Marketing Mirror. Make
Thanks,
sure you
everyone.
follow and subscribe to everything with Miss Eileen. You can't go wrong. Jamie, what do you have? Anything to conclude?
No, that's all right. Let's wrap it up.
All right. I'm going to try the outro. Thank you for checking out the Marketing Mirror with your host, Sue Ann from Right Mix for Business, and your co host, Jamie Shine of Clearly Conveyed Communications. Brought to you by Right Mix for Business and ElectraCast Media. Thank you.
ElectraCast.